Hello and welcome back to Pleasant Grove Sports Network. I'm Boston Harding here with
Coleman Keel.
And we are here for the Pleasant Grove Vikings going against the American Fork Cavemen for the first varsity game of the year. We have the girls going up first, as well as them having a game on Thursday at Bingham. And then the boys start on Friday here against Syracuse.
It's another girls game this Saturday. I don't remember who is playing.
That one is Hurricane. At 12:30 here. I forgot about that game as well. As we are starting it in just a few moments, we will start with the player introductions, and we will turn towards that now. Coming into this, the Vikings have won their freshman and their JV game. Freshmen, honestly, kind of blowing American Fork out of the water, winning by, I believe, 30 points, as we will go to the national anthem. As now back after that, we will do the player introductions. As I was saying, the freshman team pretty much blew American Fork out of the water, I believe winning by 25 to 30 points.
I believe the final score was 65 to 33 or so for the freshmen.
And then later the sophomore team, or not the sophomore team, sorry, the JV team winning, I believe it was 33 to 27 or something. 29 maybe?
Around, I believe it was 33-28.
28.
Maybe 33-30 for the Vikings. As for the Vikings starting lineup, Zuri Nordstrom, the first name announced.
Up next, JC Skidander, number 2. Number 13, Tabitha Clark, who just recently committed to UVU just last week. Up next, number 23, Cash Connors. And to round it out, number 24, Sutton Villa, number 24. As I would like to point out as well, it is Coach Villa's birthday today. Saw that on a poster over on the right side. As I would like to wish them a happy birthday.
Also received a pair of gifts from the team prior to the game today. As one thing, pregame, I was on the sideline speaking with one of the, I'm not sure the term. I know she plays, but she's injured right now for the Vikings. So I'm going to go with team manager.
Just an injured player?
I don't know. She's not on the max reps. So I don't know what to go. I'm just going to say one of the team managers told me Sutton Villa for the Vikings, who takes the tip. Watch out for her. She's been offered from several major schools. Early 3 air ball. going back to Sutton. She's been offered from a lot of schools: Minnesota, Texas Tech, BYU, Utah. Watch out for her in the next couple years. Just a sophomore, 6'6", playing varsity as a center. Will be big for the Vikings and for wherever she goes in the future. 3, good for the Vikings, and that is how the game starts. Tabitha Clark, top of the key bucket. Vikings take the early lead. Now for the Cavemen. Number 5, Julia Fugel, kicking it around the court to her teammates. We saw this earlier today in the JV game. Great ball movement and great defense from both squads as tie up on near the baseline for the Vikings. 23 Cash Connors there for the Vikings, causing the tie up. It stays with the Cavemen as taking it out of bounds. Number 3, Morgan Felix, the junior guard, gets it in, blocked by Villa for the Vikings. The pass up the court, tipped by a Caveman and out. Vikings retain possession, and already there's a lot more energy in this building all around. The cheerleaders and the student section showing out so far, making a lot of noise to support their team. Inbound pass taken by number 13, Tabitha Clark, the only scorer in the game. Gets it down to Vila in the high post. Finds a teammate, number 2, JC Sikander. Shot off the backboard. Rebound goes to Vila. Foul on the putback. Vikings looking to go up 5 early in the game. As for the Caveman, foul was called on number 23, Taylor Jensen. The first Sutton Villa free throw, in and out. Hit just about everywhere and decided it didn't want to score. Falls out. Vikings stay at 3. The second shot is good. Vikings take a quick 4-0 lead in this game. Cavemen looking to answer. Swinging it around on the wing, the drive. Back out, 3, off. Back to the Cavemen. Stuck down low for a moment. Gets it back out wide, or out high. Down low. Lot of front court movement for the Cavemen so far. As shot blocked, travel called on the Cavemen. Ball stays with the Vikings, as I believe that it wouldn't have mattered anyway, as Sutton Vila got the piece of the ball on the shot. Vikings get the inbound, a little bit of pressure. This is also something we noticed earlier today on the drive. JC Sikander, shot misses, gets the rebound, out for 3. String music, Vikings makes it 7-0, already outscoring the first quarter for the JV in, I believe, less than 3 minutes. The Cavemen get the layup, 7-2. Viking lead down to 5. JC with the ball, almost ran into a trap in the corner. Gets it to a teammate. Another 3. Vikings is good. She is on fire. Tabitha Clark from deep 3 times today. 10-2 Vikings with the 3 from Tabitha. Cavemen needing an answer. 3 off the money. Sutton Vila with the rebound. Gets it out to Clark, bringing it up the court. Down low, taken away by the Cavemen, knocked out of bounds. Vikings retain possession. Or correction, Cavemen retain possession. No, I was right the first time. Gosh dang it. As substitution for the Vikings, in comes the other Sikander, Aaliyah. JC and Aaliyah both on the court. JC, the elder junior, Aaliyah, the sophomore. As inbound, back down, out in the corner. Cavemen tip the pass. 3 for the Vikings, off the front of the rim. Board Cavemen. Foul called on, I believe it's going to go against Zuri Nordstrom for the Vikings. Yeah, foul, yes, foul on Zuri. Cavemen get the ball on the sideline. Now the Vikings responding with a full court press. It's Aaliyah Sikander as well as JC Sikander, the Sikander sisters, as well as Tabitha Clark on the press. Get the poke. That's JC trying to bring it up the court. Didn't see the Caveman. Ball being brought up, out, corner is good. She is on fire to start the game. Tabitha Clark has not missed yet. 13 points for the Vikings, 12 of them from Tabitha. 4 for 4 from deep. Call Wendy's as the Cavemen cannot find an answer for Tabitha in the corner. Whistle blows before the shot. Cavemen basketball, foul called on number 23, Cash Connors for the Vikings. In comes Maele Tuasoa for the Vikings, replacing number 0, Zuri Nordstrom. As so far, this has been an all Pleasant Grove game. American Fort getting the one layup, and since then, nothing. Tabitha Clark, 4 threes, as a foul called against the Vikings, number 23, Cash Connors. As it was almost good defense, couldn't beat her player to the spot. As in comes, I always forget her first name, Sutton Villa for the Vikings. And great defense from JC Sikander against the Cavemen. The spin got her off, missed the shot. Now the Cavemen, a little bit of pressure, get the ball up to JC immediately. Can she do it again? No, her first miss of the day. Make it 4 for 5 for Tabitha Clark, as that will knock her out of 100% from deep. Had to happen at some point. Vikings up 11. Sorry, Boston.
Still keeps her at a amazing 80% from 3, 80% in general, as threes have been her only shots taken. She is looking great tonight.
The drive gets the shot around Sutton Villa and Tabitha Clark.
What a move there, pulling through 2 defenders.
Whistle blows. A push, I believe, called on the Cavemen. Vikings get the ball on the baseline on the other side of the court. On the inbound, get it out to Tabitha. Almost overthrew the target. Down to Sutton, down low. Too high of a pass. Cavemen get the steal. Good defense from Aaliyah Sikander for a second on the press. The shot from the Cavemen off the back iron. They get it back, working against Tabitha Clark. Gets stuck. Finds a teammate, sort of. Gets the ball out. She gets stuck, going against JC Sikander. Great defense from the Vikings so far. The Sikanders and Sutton Villa down low for the Vikings, really able to stop the Cavemen. Shot clock under 10. 3 blocked by Sutton Villa on her own down the court. One-on-one shot up and good. Vikings get the and one, or get the hoop and harm rather. Take an early lead, 13-4. 15-4, sorry, the scoreboard isn't updated yet. Sutton Vila gets the block, the hoop, and the harm, looking to put the Vikings up 10 early in this game. Sutton at the line, missed one earlier, 50% so far today. Make that 66%, puts the Vikings up 12. Cavemen have not found an answer for what they're seeing from the Vikings.
Deep three
off the front iron. Cavemen get it back. Working against J.C. Sikander. The help comes, almost gets the steal. Now for the Cavemen, number 23, Taylor Jensen, trying to work against Sutton Vila. Can't find anything, kicks it back out to the wing. The tip, J.C. Sikander. Great defense from J.C. Kicks it out to her sister, Aaliyah, down low, the hoop. Good, and the harm. 2-and-1s for the Vikings. 18-4, the score now. Right? Yeah. Had the opposite problem in volleyball, where I kept looking after they added the point. Now I'm looking before they added the point, and I can't do math. 18-4, in comes Tabitha Clark for the Vikings. On the line, Ruby Mosman. We called her name during the JV game a lot, as almost gets the and one to fall. Sutton Vila gets the rebound poked away, gets it back. Tabitha is good! Vikings up 21-4 with 1:42 left in the first quarter. Cavemen just look lost and confused so far in this game. Have not found an answer for Tabitha on defense and can't get anything going on the offensive side of the Sikanders, as that is a foul on the drive. 2 shots for the Cavemen. Shooting will be number 5, Julia Fugel, the senior forward from American Fork, looking to put an early dent in a huge Viking lead, as that will help. Makes it 21-5. Second shot pending, as 2 officials confer near midcourt. And with that wrapped up, here comes Julia Fugel's second free throw, looking to make it 21-6. Off the front iron, Aaliyah Sikander with the rebound for the Vikings. Now the ball in the corner, 3, off. Rebound, ball on the court. Foul called on Aaliyah Sikander. Don't know that I fully agree with the call. Looked like it was a clean poke. Whistle was blown as Cavemen have the ball on the baseline. Not 2 shots. Oh, Cavemen in the bonus. Sorry, that is what the confusion was. The Cavemen are in the bonus, so with that foul, it is free throws for the rest of the quarter for the Cavemen. It's the first shot, good, off the hand of Maya Durant, the freshman playing varsity. As in for the Vikings comes number 0, Zuri Nordstrom, replacing Sutton Vila for the Vikings. Going around the Viking lineup in right now is Maele Tuiosa, Aaliyah Sikander, Zuri Nordstrom, I almost said the wrong name, Tabitha Clark, as the Vikings get the bucket. American Fork quickly up the court, sprinting it back down. Corner 3, hit the side of the backboard. as American Fork able to recover the ball out on the wing, moving it around the outside. The drive blocked from the Vikings. 34, Ruby Mosman, the freshman, showing up big. Too high of a pass into the post entry for the Vikings, as Tabitha couldn't do anything with it. Whistle blows, blocking foul called on the Vikings, as it'll be 2 more shots for the Cavemen. Shooting is number 24, Jaleese Chapman, the junior guard for American Fork. Scored 23-7, 14.7 seconds left in the first quarter. It's the first shot. It's off the rim and out, as in comes Sutton Vila for the Vikings. As with her and Tabitha Clark in the game, creates all sorts of problems for the Cavemen on offense. Rebound off, Sutton there with the rebound. Her and Tabitha starting a little 2-man for a second. Tabitha bringing it up the court. 3 seconds left on the clock. Tabitha can't get the shot off. Wanting the whistle blown, no luck. Vikings up after the first quarter, 23-7. Coming back from the quarter break, it is Viking basketball at half court. Going through the lineup: Sutton Vila, Tabitha Clark, Ruby Mosman, Male Tuiosa, and JC Sikander for the Vikings. Been a great group to start with. Up 23-7. Shot and the foul. 2 shots for the Vikings. As at the line, Maele Tuiosoa for the Vikings, shooting 2. The first is good, 24-7. There's got to be a 365 joke in there somewhere that I'm just not thinking of. Now Maele, second one rims out, almost off the Caveman. Able to save it and get the board. Great hustle play from Brooke Grunander for the Cavemen. Got it back on the, not fast break, but on the break. Now the Cavemen trying to get something going down low. Have not had a lot of luck, and that is one of the reasons why. Tabitha Clark is there. JC Sikander out front. Layup too hard. Misses off the backboard. Whistle blows. Viking basketball. Hit off of the leg of a Caveman, I believe. Grabbed it and stepped out of bounds, I am told, as Cavemen make a pair of substitutions. In comes number 10, Allison Brown, and I believe that's number 12, Sarah Jacob, for the Cavemen. Viking 3 tipped. Tabitha, her second miss. Actually, I don't know that counts. Sutton gets the layup, 26-7 for the Vikings. So now the Cavemen look to answer. Julia Fugel working the ball around, gets it to Taylor Jensen, working against Tabitha Clark. Tabitha gets an arm on it. American Fork able to recover, almost gets the pass stolen. Can't make the shot after. JC, I almost said the wrong name. JC with the rebound, the drive, shot, good. Vikings 28. Julia kicks it up to Sarah. Shot off the money. Rebound goes to Ruby, as Aaliyah bringing it up the court now in place of her sister. Gets it down to Sutton, off the backboard and in. American Fork getting it back quickly up the court. Shot blocked by Sutton. American Fork recovers off of the tip. 3, short, air ball. Pleasant Grove threw it back in. Ruby Mosman threw it back in right to 2 Cavemen. None of her teammates were ready for it. Foul called on JC Sikander. Sikander? Something like that. Sikander. Thank you, Boston. As Cavemen basketball on the baseline. Get it in the corner. Foul called on the Vikings. I believe called on number 0, Zuri Nordstrom of the Vikings, as in comes Maele Tuiosa for the Vikings, replacing Zuri Nordstrom after the foul. American Fork in the bonus, as the Pleasant Grove coaches checking with something. Cavemen basketball on the baseline, almost a 5-second violation. Vikings get the turnover and the break. JC one-on-one. Cavemen able to stop the fast break, as Aaliyah gets tangled up. Foul called. Viking basketball on the baseline. In for the Vikings, number 1, Amaya Kennerly, another name we called during the JV game. Her and Ruby Mosman showed out that game and are getting good playing time here, as I am surprised that wasn't a foul call. A big scrum for the ball. Vikings come away with it. The American Fork coach is very upset. Timeout called by the Cavemen, as they will have possession of the ball, down 23, 30-7 with 5:10 left in the second quarter. back from the Cavemen timeout following the, for lack of a better word, scrum for the basketball on this side of the court. Vikings with a full court press gets the steal for a second. Another scrum for it. Jump ball called, as that would be that'd be Caveman basketball, sorry. As once again, Caveman basketball on the baseline. On the inbound for the Cavemen, number 10, Allison Brown gets it in cleanly this time. Cavemen looking to push it to beat the Viking press. Vikings able to recover in time. The switch off the screen. Dribble handoff dropped. And a steal for the Vikings. Whistle blown as Viking basketball. Foul on number 12, Sarah Jacob, for the Cavemen. I believe her first personal. As in comes Sutton Villa, replacing Maele Tuiasoa for the Vikings. No, she didn't. She replaced J.C. Sikander for the Vikings. As Vikings Cavemen get the steal on the break. Drive, blocking foul called on the Vikings. Aaliyah Sikander as 2 shots for the Cavemen. Shooting for American Fork, Jaleese Chapman. That's how the guy said it in here. That's how I'm going to roll with it. Makes the first, makes it 30-8. Now the second, as in comes Tabitha Clark. Second one is good. Looked like it might not fall for a moment. Tabitha gets it into Aaliyah Sikander, who brings it up the court. Vikings trying to work it down low. Sutton one-on-one in the post. Gets trapped and has to just throw it back in. Cavemen get a turnover. Look to push it. 3 off the money. Tip out goes the Caveman's way. Put back out. And that one is in possession of the Vikings. Pushed it for a moment, realized they didn't have numbers, pulled it out down low. Sutton gets the pass stolen from her, number 12, Sarah Jacob, with the steal. Now Tabitha Clark, good defense in the corner. Dangerous pass, almost got picked. Vikings, Cavemen rather, get the bucket. Break double digits at 32-11. I believe Vikings take the timeout. Up 32-11, 3:40 left in the second. Viking timeout over, up by 19. Inbound to Aaliyah Sikander. Working it towards the right side. Whistle blown, foul called on number 15, Maya Durant. For the Cavemen, the freshman playing a lot in the varsity game. Good minutes. Gotta wonder if that's just a foul on inexperience. Putting too many hands on the person she's guarding. Tatum down to, wow, I got so caught up in that I said the wrong name and forgot to commentate. Tabitha to Sutton, whistle blows. Viking ball, shooting free throws in the double bonus. Sutton misses the first free throw. Vikings have been stalled at 30 for a while. Vila's second free throw off two. Cavemen get the rebound. Sutton Vila goes 0 for 2 on her trip to the line. As Tabitha now on defense. Aaliyah gets blown past layup, tipped by Sutton, pass hit by her as well. Sutton Vila playing great defense. The wayward pass stolen by Aaliyah Sikander. Now bringing it up the court, kick to the corner, three, off target. Tabitha gets the board and the foul on the putback. 2 shots for the Vikings. Regardless, happened on the shot and in the double bonus. As for the Vikings, a strategy on the rebounds I haven't seen. It's definitely a defensive move, pulling Ruby Mosman and Sutton Vila and putting them in the defensive backcourt and putting the Sikander sisters and Tabitha in on the rebound. Doesn't matter, she makes the free throws anyway. As wayward pass almost stolen by Aaliyah, diving save. I'm surprised no foul was called, out of bounds. Hopefully Janice Sikander is okay. Took a hard hit, looks like she will keep playing. As out on the Vikings, Cavemen basketball, inbound taken by Jaleese Chapman. Aaliyah on defense, gets the switch as Sutton almost got a piece of it, caused enough disruption that the shot was off. As poor ball control for a second, ends up in the hands of Tabitha on the drive, the kick, whistle blown, push called, 2 shots for Tabitha. As she started off this game incredibly hot, went 4 for 4 from the field, all 4 from 3 rather. And since then, the Viking lead has just ballooned out to 32-11. A 21-point lead, make it 22. She gets the first free throw to fall. As Vikings in the same setup as the last trip. Same results, both free throws made by Tabitha. Cavemen really trying to play with some amount of tempo to try to force Vikings to be out of position. Great help defense there by Aaliyah Sikander. Gets the hit on the pass. As getting subbed out for number 23, Cash Connors for the Vikings. The inbound for American Fork, taken out on the wing. Trying to get something down. Nobody is even close to the paint. The drive, layup blocked by Sutton Vila. And out of bounds off of the Vikings, as we show you that again. The attempted run by Sarah Jacob didn't matter. Sutton Vila said, no, you don't, and blocked it. Goes off of the Vikings. As that layup off the front of the rim. Viking ball off of the board. Tabitha bringing it up the court. Meeting some amount of pressure as good hit from the Cavemen. Goes out off of, I believe, the arm of number 24, Jaleese Chapman. As Viking ball. Tabitha Clark to inbound, looking for Janice Sikander. And now Cash Connors comes back to help. Cavemen pulling out a full court press to try to disrupt the offense of the Vikings. And to some extent, I have to say it's been working. Vikings got up to 30 quickly. Since then, they've only gotten it out to 34. As good defensive intensity from Sarah Jacob. Janice gets the separation and misses the runner, or misses the running shot, rather. Caveman tempo. Wayward pass, out of bounds, Viking basketball. Jaleese Chapman looked like she pulled her head up too soon to see what the next move was going to be with the basketball. Didn't focus on the catch, and it sails out of bounds off of her arm. Janice Sikander bringing the ball up the court. The Cavemen not as much pressure and intensity. Thought about the three. Sutton gets it down low. The kick in the corner to Tabitha. She's facing some amount of pressure. Open three off. Janice Sikander with the shot. Board Cavemen. On the drive, layup, foul called, as it'll be two shots for the Cavemen. Number 5, Julia Fugel, getting the harm, couldn't get the shot off. 40.7 seconds left in the half. As I have to say, Boston, this has been a much more closely guarded game for the Cavemen this second quarter than it was the whole first quarter, as Julia gets the first free throw to fall. What from the Cavemen defense are you seeing that could be causing the Viking problems, and how do you think they can bounce back from it?
Yeah, the Cavemen have really noticed the star players on the Vikings. They've noticed that Tabitha and Sutton have been some of the biggest leaders on their team in the first quarter. Tabitha going 4 from 5 from 3, starting out crazy 4 for 4, as Sutton there makes a great play for the 2, makes it 36-13. And yeah, the Cavemen have just played some amazing defense in the past couple of minutes. They've really been doubling up on Sutton and Tabitha and really putting on the pressure on offense, as we saw just barely, as moving it past Sutton, getting some great defensive stops just like that with the steal at the very end of the half.
Great comments, Boston, as the Vikings go into halftime up 21, 36-15 the score. coming back from halftime. Vikings up 21. I always think that I did that math wrong. I know that it's right. Every time I do it, I think it's wrong, though. 36-15 the score. Vikings lead. 16 minutes of basketball is all that's left in this game today. Inbound out to Tabitha Clark. Bringing it up the court, gets it into the high post to Sutton Vila. Almost gave it right back to Tabitha. Got broken up, goes out of bounds off of a Caveman. Viking basketball, as Vikings had a great run to start the game and to start really the first quarter. Tabitha went 4 for 5 from 3, as everybody else contributing 36 points total. Make it 38 for the Vikings. Really just blowing out American Fork to this point, as the drive, couple of spins, kick out to the top of the key. 3 off the mark for American Fork. Fighting for the board. Vikings wayward pass sails out of bounds. Ends up being Caveman basketball off of the rebound. Get the inbound in cleanly. Janice Sikander on defense against Morgan Felix. Kicks it out. The drive, brick wall there. Shot off the mark. Out of bounds. Cavemen basketball. I believe last touched by Sutton Vila for the Vikings. Goes out of bounds. The 6'6" sophomore. As whistle blows, Viking basketball. Just a big mess there. Hit out last by a Caveman. As on the way down the court, Zuri Nordstrom tripping over her own 2 feet. Inbound given to Tabitha. Down to Sutton. The 2-man game we've been seeing from those two all night has been fantastic. Back down to Tabitha in the post. Turnaround is good. Vikings break 40. Cavemen can't get past 15. Denise Sikander on the defense. Gets the poke away and the steal on the fast break. 2-on-1. Slows down to let everybody else catch up. Great defense from Sikander there. Poor pass. Hits Sutton Vila, rather. Don't know where I got the name Aston from. As it goes off of her hand. Vikings, wow, Cavemen get the basketball. Bring it into the front court. Down into the corner. The drive, spin, shot is good. The first American Fork points of the third. And then an immediate steal. Whistle blown, foul. Janice Sikander with the reach in. Can't be doing that really ever, but especially on something that inconsequential. Morgan Felix for American Fork was already on the ground. Couldn't find a teammate to go to. Gotta wonder if the emotions got the best of Sikander there, as Cavemen get the inbounds in the backcourt, bring it over the half-court line. The skip pass, corner drive. Out opposite wing now, working against Sikander. Out Tabitha on defense. Cavemen can't get anything going. The poke out. Vikings jump on it. Whistle blown, jump ball called. That will stay with the Cavemen. 8 seconds on the shot clock, which not a lot of time to work with for American Fork. As Morgan Felix on the inbound gets it into Gracie Stewart. Correction, that is Julia Fugel. Back to Felix. Shot. Had to put it up. Doesn't hit the rim. Shot clock violation. Took too much time. Couldn't get a clean shot. Had to just turn and throw it near the backboard. Couldn't find any metal. Viking ball into Janice Sikander. Dangerous inbound pass. Almost got stolen by Felix for the Cavemen. Fugel on the defense. Sikander working in the post. Kicks it out. 3. Off target. Nothing but glass. Here comes Fugel working against Sikander. Whistle blown. Foul called on Sikander as the Cavemen will retain possession. Got to start thinking about potential foul trouble. I think that's at least 3 on Janice Sikander in the game, possibly 4. As correction, it's 3 for Sikander. Great move from the Cavemen. Opened up Felix down low. Couldn't get the layup. Vikings hit it out of bounds. As Felix to inbound. Gets it in up top. Dangerous pass again from these two teams. 3. Good! The Cavemen strike back, make it 20-40. Cut the lead in half. That's not a good sign for the Cavemen. You need to recreate everything you just did in about 12 minutes. And you need to find a way to stop that one because Sutton Villa will just dice up the Cavemen down low. Nobody on their squad even near tall enough to fight against Sutton. Corner 3, American Fork, good! 23-42. That's one way to get back in it. Trading 3s for 2s is a good way to catch up for the Cavemen. Maybe you want to force it to Sutton Villa down low because the more 2s she takes and the more 3s you hit, the closer you are. Viking 3, off target, rebound, put back, and 1! Cash Connors for the Vikings gets the rebound and the putback and has the chance to get the and 1. A lot of ands in that sentence. As in for the Vikings, Maele Tuisoa. As the and 1 for the Vikings, Cash Connors shooting is good. Vikings up 45-23. So in comes Ruby Mosman for Cash. Not a very tall squad for the Vikings right now. Tallest is Tabitha Clark. Everybody else, I believe, is under 5'6". A couple are even listed at 5 foot even on Max Preps. Lost dribble, almost stolen. Caveman layup, good! 25-45. Aaliyah Sikander bringing the ball up court. Little bit of pressure. Now working, almost lost it. Trying to find the passing way, gets it down to Tabitha in the high post. Tabitha is money. 47-25. Vikings lead by 22. Cavemen answer back. Both teams going back and forth. Cavemen really found a way to keep the lead at 20 for the Vikings. Zuri Nordstrom put the layup up, got fouled. She'll be shooting 2 shots for the Vikings. 47-27. Up big, 2:50 left in the third. As Vikings at halftime, don't know what adjustments were made, but they seem to be working as the Cavemen unable to find a way to trim the lead down and keep it that way. The first Nordstrom free throw is off target. In for the Cavemen comes Addison Probert and Ruby Dunford. The second free throw is good. Make it 48-27. Horn went off on accident there. Cavemen working it down. Good help defense from the Vikings, really stifling what American Fork has been able to do. A couple of well-placed and well-timed tip-ins have been forcing steals for the Vikings. 10 seconds on the shot clock. American Fork needs to hurry. 5, 4, 3, nobody knows it. 2, 1. Missed the shot, hit the rim. Vikings get the board anyway. 2-on-1, down low. Zuri is good. 50-27 Vikings. 2 minutes left in the third. Cavemen 3, money, 30-50. And that has really been the story of the third quarter. Vikings get a bucket. Cavemen answer. Lead staying at about 20 the whole time. Aaliyah's 3 way off. Cavemen get the rebound. Aaliyah staying back on defense, causing a little bit of pressure for Julia Fugel of American Fork, bringing it up the court. Her layup, good. Julia Fugel has really taken over this game for the Cavemen, as Tabitha tried to dump it down low. Corner 3, off target, too hard. Vikings, some amount of full court pressing. American Fork able to beat it for a second. Vikings recover on defense. Cavemen almost get a layup. Tabitha looked like she got a piece of it. And great defense immediately by Addison Probert on her miss, getting in Tabitha's face, making it hard for her to get the pass away. Aaliyah Sikander bringing it up. Whistle blown, foul called on, I believe, number 1, Ruby Dunford for the Cavemen, guarding Aaliyah Sikander in the corner. As in for the Vikings, number 23, Cash Connors, and number 24, Sutton Vila. So far, Sutton has had fantastic moments in this game, having a couple of blocks and a lot of good layups and a lot of great post work. Just like that, Vikings back up 20, 52-32, 26 seconds left in the third quarter. Cavemen get the layup and the foul. Count the bucket. Cavemen make it 34-52. I almost said PAT pending. Wrong sport. And one pending. I believe foul called on Sutton Vila for the Vikings. Free throw from Jaleese Chapman goes in. Makes it 35-52. Vikings lead. Getting the ball up the court. Down to Sutton. Back out. Mistimed catch. Aaliyah's there on the recovery. 6 seconds in the quarter. Aaliyah, and one! Gets the hoop and the harm. 54-35. Aaliyah Sikander. Big for the Vikings. 5.2 left in the quarter. Vikings just dismantling American Fork. Lead up to 10 following the made free throw from Aaliyah. 55-35, 3 seconds, 2, out of bounds, 2.2 left. As I believe it remains Cavemen basketball on the far sideline. Timeout taken by American Fork, down by 20 with 2.2 left to go in the third quarter. Coming back from the Cavemen timeout, 2.2 left, Vikings up 20. Julia Fugel to inbound, gets it into the corner, 3, off the rim at the buzzer, and that is the score that we head into the fourth quarter with. Vikings showing out at home, up 20, 55-35 against the American Fork Cavemen. Coming into the fourth quarter, Viking basketball at midfield. I'm struggling right now. Tabitha Clark to inbound. Gets it into Janice Sikander. Brings it over the half-court line. It's almost the screen from Sutton. Ball stays with Janice. Gets it down to Sutton in the post. It's the shot off the back iron. Whistle blows, foul called on number 23, Taylor Jensen for American Fork. Sutton shooting 2 free throws. As for the Vikings, just a major game today. It's always good to win, especially at home, but winning by 20 is a big margin, especially with 8 minutes left. Boston, what have you seen in the second half that has helped the Vikings to run away from this one, or run away with this one rather? And for the Cavemen, how do you feel they can bounce back and not let this get them too far down so they can bounce back and win their next one?
The Vikings have been really strong offensively, as we see now, being at 57 compared to the Cavemen 35, as Pleasant Grove has just been super dominant, getting to the free throw line a lot. They're drawing a lot of fouls, which leads to so many free throws. They get into the bonus really quick. They already have 1 foul within 30 seconds of the fourth quarter, and it just doesn't slow down from there. Drive in like that, get the shooting foul. That's another foul on the board, puts them at 2 within 33 seconds.
And another big part of that is just the general ability to make your free throws. It's hugely important at all points in a basketball game. We see it be the reason why teams win or lose games all the time in college and in the NBA. Most of the time it can come down to whether or not you make or miss your free throws.
Yeah, that's totally understandable, and I agree with that 100%. We've seen that from the Vikings today, that they are able to make those free throws. As we keep on seeing Vikings, again, just drawing those fouls, making those free throws, it's basically a guaranteed 2 points every drive. You either score or get a shooting foul, as a big jumble up ends out in a Vikings ball. Zuri bringing it up down to Tabitha, 3 up and long. Returned from Cash and Sutton, brought down from the Cavemen after the rebound off to the right, off the feet. That will be a Caveman ball. I could not see who that one was off of. That was off of Zuri, actually, I'm being told. It was off her foot, brought in from the Cavemen on the right side, on the wing. 3 up and long. Basically off the face of Sutton there. Another 3, top of the key. Good! Makes it 59-38.
As Zuri Nordstrom, correction, that is Janice Sikander bringing it up the court for the Vikings. Behind the back, down low. No bucket, foul called. The third on the Cavemen already, as Boston talked about. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Vikings looking to make it 61-38. Shooting for the Vikings, number 23, Cash Connors, gets the first. And this is really the Viking offense. Get the shooting foul. Doesn't even matter if you make the bucket because you got free throws. I mean, it helps to make it, but you're probably getting 2 points regardless. As Cash, second free throw is good. 61-38 Vikings. Bringing it up the court, Jaleese Chapman layup is good. 40-61. Steal, off, rebound, put back is good. Cavemen make it 42-61. Cut the lead down to 19. Down low, Zuri, spin, off the glass and good. Vikings make it 63-42 as Jaleese bringing it up, gets it down to Julie. Bucket, 44-63. Cavemen trying desperately to get it back within a winnable margin. Timeout taken by the Vikings. Up 63-44, 5:32 left in the fourth quarter. After the Viking timeout, they have possession on the sideline. Tabitha Clark to inbound. Vikings likely have this one up 63-44, 5:30 left in the fourth. Tabitha gets it into Sutton Villa for the Vikings, gives it right back. Tabitha looked like it got blocked. Official called a foul on the baseline. Fouls on number 4, Brooke Grunander. For the Cavemen, tried to get the block, hit Tabitha on the forearm. Tabitha looking to make it 65 for the Vikings. short off the front iron. A rare miss from the free throw line from the Vikings, as that has been a large part of how they have such a big lead. Second is good. Up by 20, 64-44. The that's not right. Sikander sisters guarding in the press. Tabitha called for a foul, possibly. Correction, that's going to be on Janice Sikander for the Vikings. Her fourth, at least, in this game. 5:20 left, up by 20. Not super worried about fouling out and causing that much of a difference. And then as I say that, into the game for the Vikings comes Amaya Kennerly, the freshman point guard for the Vikings, getting valuable minutes here late in a blowout, as Julie Fugel kicks it back out. Brooke Grunander for the Cavemen. Out to Maya Durant. Back to Morgan. Going faster than I can read. Julia down. Out to Morgan. Three. Good! Cavemen make it 47-64. 4:50 left. Aaliyah Sikander bringing it up the court. Kicks it down in the corner. Amaya was not ready for the ball. Seems surprised to have gotten it. Sutton with the foul on the drive to the bucket. 2 shots for Sutton. We mentioned earlier rare free throw issues for the Vikings. To my knowledge, Sutton Villa today has been the worst free throw shooter on the team, as she hits that one, which she is admittedly the center and a sophomore. So there's still room to grow. Plus, typically the post players are worse free throw shooters in general, as that is her 5th miss of the game. Cavemen looking for an answer. Julie trying to find something. Kicks it out on the wing. 3. Good! Cavemen make it a 15-point game, 65-50. Amaya bringing the ball up, kicks it out to, I lost the name, Tabitha. Sutton with it, back to Tabitha on the handoff. The screen, Tabitha, watch out. Bucket is out, off Sutton's hand and out of bounds. A rare miss from that close for Tabitha. As in for the Vikings comes Maele Tuasoa, replacing Ruby Mosman, as the inbound for the Cavemen given back to Julia Fugel. Looking for something to do. Layup, foul called. 2 free throws for Julia Fugel of the Cavemen. Looking to cut this to a 12-point game. Still possible for the Cavemen to win this, but they need to start stringing together stops and threes, and that will not help, missing the first free throw. Julia for her second free throw. Off the front iron, rebound goes to Tabitha. Now Aaliyah Sikander bringing it up the court, down the corner. Amaya, 3, good! Vikings 68, Cavemen 50. Cavemen quickly up the court, looking for an answer. Kicks it out, Maya Durant gets her pass stolen. Amaya, fast break layup, is good! Vikings score 70, up by 20 against the Cavemen. Get it down, corner 3, off target. Rebound goes to Aaliyah Sikander. Now Tabitha bringing it up the court. Gets the screen from Sutton. 3. Bang! 73-50. Vikings with a big lead. 2:55 left in the quarter as the Cavemen take a timeout. After the Cavemen timeout, the score is 73-50. Inbounds pass. Cavemen looking to get something going, as that would be a travel on Morgan Felix. Unfortunate call, lost her footing and slipped. Still a travel by rule, as the Vikings will be credited with a turnover, as Zuri Nordstrom gets the inbound to Tabitha Clark. She is 6 for 8 from 3-point today. And wayward pass there. She was looking for Zuri Nordstrom up court. Just missed her. Cavemen get the ball. Inbound pass to Jaleese Chapman. Kicks it back to Julia Fugel. Working against Tabitha. Kicks it to the wing. Fake. Layup. Off target. Board goes back to the Cavemen. Kick out to the top of the key. Whistle blows. Amaya Kennerly called for the foul against, defending against Morgan Felix for the Cavemen. As in comes Cash Connors for Amaya Kennerly. There was a point where the Cavemen had this to a 12-point game. Vikings responded and blew it back out to a 23-point lead. Dangerous pivot, almost a travel. Cavemen working it around the top of the key. The drive. Lost the dribble, whistle blown. Foul will likely be on Maele Tuasoa for the Vikings, as Cavemen will get the ball on the baseline. Zuri Nordstrom defending the inbound. Cavemen get it in to Julia Fugel down low, working against, I keep forgetting names, Tabitha. Cavemen kick it out top. Working a lot of high-low for the Cavemen. Vikings so far able to recover. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Deep three, front rim. Tabitha Clark with the board, working against Julia Fugel. Ball gets poked out of bounds. Viking basketball hit Julia last. 1:37 left in the game. Vikings should be able to win this one fairly easily now. Tabitha looking for Zuri off of the inbounds. It's it to her. Zuri bringing it towards the wing. Gets double teamed, kicks it out to Tabitha. Kicks it down to Sutton. Overshoots the arms of Maele Tuasoa. Caveman on the fast break. Lost it on the gather. Whistle blows. Viking basketball off of Maya Durant. And after some quick scoring, the score frozen. Cavemen call a timeout. Still down 23, 73-50, 1:18 left in the fourth quarter. Following the American Fork timeout, it is Viking basketball on the baseline. American Fork going into a full court press to try to stop the Viking momentum. Zuri splits the defenders, gets it down. Cash, good! Cash money, 75-50. Vikings lead 25. 3, good! Cavemen answer back with a 3 of their own. Inbound into Tabitha, double team, gets it up to Zuri, bringing it over half court, kicks it down to Cash, down to Sutton, off the backboard. 77-53, 45 seconds left in the game. Julia Fugel bringing it up the court for the Cavemen. Thought about the 3, kicks it. Morgan Felix, drive, shot, airballed. Tatum gets the board. Whistle blown, foul on Julia Fugel on the rebound. Tabitha will be shooting free throws on the other end. Tabitha Clark for the Vikings, only missing 3 free throws today. Gets that one to fall, makes it 78-53. Vikings, 33.5 seconds left in the game. As really, from start to finish, not a close game. Vikings in control, wire to wire. It ballooned out to 23 in the first quarter. Now a 26-point game. I said the wrong name. Maele with the steal. Layup way off. Tabitha hit it out of bounds. Cavemen basketball. Number 15, Maya Durant to inbound for the Cavemen. Gets it into Brooke Grunander. Oh, wow. Maya brings it up the court, working against Tabitha. 3 off target. Hits the shot clock. Out of bounds, Viking basketball, 5.8 left. Zuri Nordstrom to inbound. Gets it to Tabitha. Bringing it up the court, 1 second left. And that will do it. Vikings win handily, 79-53. The player of the game for the Vikings, number 13, Tabitha Clark. Started out on fire, went 4 for 5 from the 3 quickly. Had to have had at least 25 points, something around there, 18 of them from 3, which in and of itself is a crazy stat line.
That has to be way more than 25. I'm guessing around 30 to 35. She hit 6 threes, so that's 18 there. She at least got to 25 just off of free throws alone. She was at the line basically once a minute. And yeah, she just went crazy tonight. Easily player of the game and a star on the Vikings.
As for the Cavemen, up next, they will face the Dons of Spanish Fork at 7 on Friday, I believe, November 21st. As for the Vikings,
That's a Thursday, actually.
Thursday? Well, because today's the 18th, so the Thursday would be the 20th.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. On Friday, the girls basketball team for American Fork will play the Dons of Spanish Fork at 7 o'clock. And then after that, they play Springville on the 25th in American Fork. And then for the Vikings, up next they play at Bingham this Thursday. And then they have a home game against Hurricane at 12:30. The Bingham game is at 7. I didn't say that part. As Boston, do you have anything to add following a blowout Viking victory?
Vikings really showing out for a great starting game. All three teams of Pleasant Grove beat American Fork tonight. This was a great win for them, especially with a big rivalry between American Fork and Pleasant Grove going back years and years, decades in 6A, as Vikings now dropped to 5A, unfortunately. As, yeah, I don't believe there's anything else to say. We let the numbers speak for themselves, and the Vikings really showed what they can do today.
Final score, Vikings 79, Cavemen 53. I've been Coleman Keel. He is
Boston Harding.
And we will see you this Thursday for the Vikings at Bingham at 7.